got an overcoat that's fine and furry gold-headed cane that came from Spain. They've even got him saying I should worry, just like all the 40 city folks.
Welcome. We're here at Club TG, established in 1946, which I think it makes it about 72-ish years old.
70 some odd years.
Which is, it's about as old as anything in LA.
It's like as old as me.
Gets. I'm joined by the very visionary and the very I'd say esoteric Jenna Putnam. She's a visual artist, a writer, poet, and a musician as well.
I guess you could say that.
A musician. Got a lot of hats. And what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a soda water with bitters.
So that goes without saying that I'm drinking alone today.
You're drinking...
Which, you know, I'm no stranger to that. So
Drinking alone is fun sometimes.
yeah.
Sometimes it can get dark, but sometimes it's fun.
Yeah. I am drinking a Vita and a Vita on the rocks.
Which have melted.
Melted on this hot September day. It's hot out.
September's a good month.
And I am stupid for wearing this, but I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it. So let's talk about some.
Let's talk about some things.
Some stuff.
Some topics.
Cheers to drinking alone.
Yes.
And
Okay,
to
I'm technically drinking with you.
I'll give you that. To the page. I want to, to really just to talk about your poetry. If anybody follows Jenna on the gram, you'll notice some of the poems that she posts. I think your words, evoke nature, sex, lovers lost.
Yeah.
There's a kind of lonely serenity. Mm-hmm. And it's all tied up like in this like timeless quality.
Thank you.
Which I can't tell if you're like a writer in 2019. You could be a writer in Paris in 1920, and I wouldn't.
I kind of wish I was.
Which and it makes me so. As a writer, it makes me so jealous, like of your work.
Oh my God, thank you.
I think I'm a little.
But you're an incredible writer as well.
My work's a little too Californian,
No.
probably to be like timeless. But I want to know: was there a moment? You've written almost all your life, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Was there a moment or a time when you realized your writing changed, or like it like clicked and you just like said, "Oh wow, here we go. This is my voice."
Well, I actually feel like I didn't find that until really recently, because I've been like writing poetry all my life and like essays and interviews and things like that, and then I don't know, I think it was after I released my first poetry book, which looking back on it, I like hate everything I wrote.
Sure.
But yeah, very recently I just sort of feel like I'm now finding my voice, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh wow. And what's that poetry book called?
Hold Still.
Hold Still. And is that when you were doing photography on top of the poetry.
Yeah. I was doing photography at the time, but the book itself is just poetry. It's just writing.
Okay, and you're are you still doing photography? Is that
Technically, I am. I'm just taking a break from it right now, to be honest.
Why is that?
I just got burnt out on it. I think I was doing it as a job, and I was getting hired for commercial work when I'm not a commercial photographer, and so, I don't know, I just got burnt out. It was almost like when I started focusing more on writing, I realized that was where my heart was, and that was what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So it's not that the photography, I'm done with it, but it's a bit dormant right now inside of me. Like, I don't feel inspired by it.
Yeah.
So I want to lean more towards like writing and filmmaking.
Just the word and filmmaking.
Yeah.
You recently shot a music video for you, right?
You were in it.
I was.
You were in it. You're an angel. Angel poet.
I'm an angel. Yeah. Was that your first single?
Yes. It's going to be released next month.
Okay. And what kind of? What is it like? What kind? Like, how would you describe your music, or where did it come from?
It definitely originated from poetry. I'm not very good at describing like what type of music. Yeah. I'd say it's experimental.
Yeah.
People have compared it to or people have said that it sounds like Lou Reed or Patti Smith or something like that. Kind of more along those lines where it's very lyric driven and not, it's definitely like, a poet obviously is like making music. It's not like I'm sitting there thinking of all these different ways to like play instruments, but the people that I worked with who helped me write the songs, who I co-wrote them with, are very musically talented, which was, fortunate to be collaborating with them on things like that. So, yeah.
And do your songs start off as poems?
Well, that's how I started writing those songs. Yeah. Now the music I'm writing is a little bit more, formulated, and it's more of like an actual song. Mm-hmm. I've been writing lyrics my whole life and songs my whole life. I just never put them into fruition, really. But yeah, so it started like the song that I recorded or shot the video for. It was a poem, actually. Actually, was it a poem? I think I wrote it. Actually, maybe I just wrote that in the shower when I was singing it out loud. But it's very poetic. It wasn't a verse and lyrics and a chorus or whatever. A verse and chorus, in a bridge. The traditional formula. It sort of just was thrown together.
Yeah. I guess we all kind of write in the shower.
Yeah.
And then we cry in the shower.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do in the shower.
As we write.
Yeah. It's good to come up with melodies in the shower.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome because I can't relate. Of course writing it's very rhythmic.
Yeah.
But it would be hard to look at something I wrote and to make a song out of it. I know you can. I'm just not musically prone.
Yeah.
Maybe in the next life.
Yeah.
But there is a rhythm. I do like the rhythm too. Crafting a good sentence is crafting, a good riff. That hits.
Yeah, and the delivery when you're reading. I really like all the readings you do too. I like the way you
thank you.
deliver it. It's I like that. I don't know. It's rhythm is super important with poetry.
Yeah, so the words in the mind of the reader, the audience, is different than if the writer reads them live
Yeah.
to an audience, or actually performs the work.
Yeah.
Do you do some live readings?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like that?
How do I like doing readings?
Yeah. Reading your work.
I mean, I like doing it. I think I would enjoy performing music more. Like I like reading poetry when it's backed by like somebody playing like guitar or keyboards. But I love doing
music,
it. Yeah.
The music element it helps.
It just helps, yeah. But I like doing readings. It feels good. It feels good to like get out what I have inside of me and just. It's kind of awkward sometimes when you're like reading into a dry microphone and people can hear like every breath you take and it's just your voice shaking. But I think it's good practice to break yourself down.
Yeah. And do you feel like there's a persona to your work, your writing, or is it just you?
It's definitely me.
Okay.
I'm pretty like transparent. I think sometimes I play up the sexual stuff or like embellish certain things. Like sometimes I'll maybe feel like I'm certain characters when I'm writing a poem or pretend I'm somebody else. Mm-hmm. But most of it is pretty reflective of myself.
But you write prose. You write like fiction.
I am starting to write a little bit of fiction, but it's mostly like nonfiction or like Well, I guess actually some of it's fiction. It's weird to. It's so weird to classify things,
It is
like, I think a fiction
fine
of like
line.
Murakami or like Tessa Moshfegh or like fiction writers. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, some of it, some of the poetry is fictional or is imagined.
Okay.
Or it's not about me. It's about somebody else.
I used to think that fiction was like just like hard,
Yeah.
and it is hard.
Yeah.
But I was writing creative non-fiction first.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Because I couldn't tackle the fiction.
Yeah.
Until I realized that there's
Scary.
really not too much, a difference.
Yeah.
Except you can just fantasize.
Yeah.
You can just take what's true.
Yeah.
And then just lie about it.
That's true, actually.
And then you're like, why? And then if you read the right writers, you kind of go, oh wow, I didn't know that I could do that.
Yeah. There's no rules.
And there
are
isn't
no
a line between. It's all like a dumb marketing thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I was younger, like when I was a kid, I used to think that fiction like always had to be something that was supernatural or something. When I was a girl, I was like, oh yeah, like it has to be like out of this world or something. But it actually just is something that's not true technically.
Is that what happens?
Oh, are we back from the break?
Is that what happens in the break? Like we could just candidly talk about stuff.
And now back from the break.
We're back. I have another mezcal on the rocks.
Nice.
I recommend
That
it.
looks more like it has more life than your last.
It does. Wow. Anything on your mind that's like gnawing at you?
Aside from the fact that I really want it to be autumn and not be summertime anymore, that's really. My brain doesn't work when it's this hot.
Halloween, come on.
Halloween and like I don't know.
Are there any projects on the horizon for the autumn?
Good question. I'm kind of just trying to finish up these projects I've been working on, which I will be finishing up in the next couple weeks. It's just a poetry book and working on an EP that will probably come out next year. Both of them will come out next year.
What's it called?
Which one?
The EP?
The EP is going to be called Hollywood Music.
Cool.
And Yeah, and the book is called Under Blazing Sun, and I imagine they're probably going to end up coming out around the same time, like spring of 2020.
Who's putting out the book?
The book will be put out by Paradigm Publishing.
Oh, cool.
They're based in New York. They're amazing, and it's gonna be a poetry book, most likely mixed with some photographs, and then we're gonna have a spoken word recording with a guitar track that my friend did. So it'll be a cassette along with the book.
What are the kind of themes that the book tackles, or where did it come from?
I think it's just like me moving back to California from New York, which is a similar story to what my last poetry book was. It's kind of more about traveling, but I think this is more dealing with, you know, the times and sort of the modern world, you know, and the doldrums of living in society, but, you know, also like romantic and some of it's like diary entries and poetry and prose, so it's a little bit different format than the last one.
Yeah, I like that. I like toying around to blur the line between poetry and prose.
Yeah.
The kind of hybrid text. How do you like LA compared to New York?
I don't know. It's strange because I grew up in San Diego. I grew up in Southern California, and
What part of San Diego?
North County, Carlsbad, Encinitas.
I know it well.
Surfer, skater zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I grew up.
Okay.
So it just feels a little too familiar to me. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I lived here in my, you know, when I first, like, I was like 20 years old when I moved here, and then I moved to New York after that. I mean,
you seem well suited for the East Coast.
yeah. I feel
The
like
fact that
I'm
you're
better there, but-
a California girl, like at your roots.
Yeah.
Kind of, it seems antithetical to your image, you know. But yet again, but yet again, the West Coast has a kind of dark
It does.
under
Yeah.
to it. That
Very
if you're hip to it, you get it. Joan
That's true.
Didion got it.
For sure.
David Lynch gets it.
Yeah, definitely.
Bukowski got it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting city. I mean, both of them are. I think I'll end up in New York,
Yeah.
or you know, maybe Europe. But
You like the cold and the humidity. And
I don't like the humidity.
Okay.
I don't like the
Europe,
weather in LA.
Just the constant heat,
The constant
desert.
Yeah.
You're not a
feel like-
lizard.
I feel like an exposed rat that's just constantly getting like the sun is just always there and it's always the same.
Yeah.
I like the seasons.
that.
I like up and down.
Yeah. I mean,
How about you?
well, I mean, LA is home, but I would love to, like, you know, expat it to Europe for
Yeah.
like
That'd be nice.
a decade. You
Yeah.
know, it'd be great.
Just like 100 years.
Yeah, and you know, I went to London. I went to 100 years.
Yeah.
Went to London, Paris, Amsterdam. I felt at home,
Yeah.
especially in London. It's just
I love London.
at home.
Yeah. I could definitely see myself living there for sure.
I was actually there during the 7/7 bombings
Whoa.
in 2005.
Dang.
I was like on my way to class, and we heard the bus explode. I'm like, what the hell was that?
That's
And
so
then
scary.
That was it.
You were
But-
going to school there or like abroad or something?
Yeah,
Studying
yeah,
abroad?
yeah.
Nice.
That's
That sounds really
summer. But yeah, thank you for talking.
Yeah, of
and I
course.
hope you
Totally.
come back.
I'm
and-
excited to see like all the people you're interviewing and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna line it up for guests and then venues.
Cool.
You know, and then it'd be great to take it on the road and to
Yeah, that
go
would be really
across
fun.
the country.
Dude, that'd be so sick. you should really do it, and like you should like try and get some funding for it or something.
Sure. Yeah, but for now, humbly signing off from
Thanks for watching.
Club TG. Come and get a drink. It's amazing here. I love it here.
Yep.
It's a great spot. We are lucky to have it in a city that erases its memory.
That's beautiful.
Take care.